And just start to feel your shoulders as they are falling open on either side of the bolster. And start to drop in to your space, into a nice, quiet, restful space and place. And tonight, as I was preparing for practice, and I know you've probably gotten tired of me saying how busy I am. We're all busy. We all have many, many things going on, but it nevertheless struck me how much even more important my practice is when I'm going through a busy time of life. And the affirmation that came to my mind was, my practice sustains me in all that I do. So as you're settling in and lying down and opening your heart and allowing the hips to open as well, I'd like you to maybe just bring to mind 2 or 3 thoughts, 2 or 3 examples of how your yoga practice helps to sustain you. Because it has so many benefits, whether they be physical, helping you to find ease from aches or pains or stressors on the body. It might be emotional, where you have a lot of anxiety or high emotions running the gamut. And our yoga practice helps to bring balance and calm. It also may be spiritual, by helping you step out of your own self and your own circle and bubble and feel connected to a larger universe of beings. There are so many things that our yoga practice has to offer. And no matter what's going on in your life, it will sustain you. So see if you can think of 2 or 3, maybe just one thing that springs to mind that your yoga practice helps to provide sustenance for you. Find your breath. Anchor yourself with this thought of sustenance. And start to relax and drop in. If you just joined, we are starting with a restorative heart opener, as well as a hip opener with a bound angle pose. Stay here for a full minute. Softening down, preparing for our flow ahead. See if you can enhance the quality of your breath. fully expanding into the chest, holding that in-breath just a momentary amount at the top. And then beginning to release the out-breath long and slow, all the way down. Let's take 3 more full, long breaths in this manner. Of that third exhalation, begin to lift your knees, bring your feet hip distance apart, slightly roll off of your bolster or support, and push that off to the side, and then we're going to lay all the way down on the mat. We won't need the support until later in the practice, so you can push that out of the way. So laying down with your back solid and flat and grounded on the mat. We're going to scoot the hips slightly to the right and drop both knees and thighs over to the left, coming into a very simple, easy supine twist. Inhale and feel your right lung opening and expanding. Exhale and ground your right shoulder down. 2 more breaths just like that. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling and grounding. And 1 more time. Exhale and release. Inhale and roll back to your back. Scoot your hips slightly over to the left and drop both hips and thighs over to the right. This time notice the left lung opening. This is the side where the heart resides a little bit more than on the other. So lift up your heart, breathe in and expand that heart space. Exhale and allow it to soften down along with your left shoulder. 2 more nice deep breaths just like that. Inhale and come back to center. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat, and let's just windshield wiper the legs back and forth slowly, dropping them first to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, drop them to the left. Inhale up, drop them to the right. 2 more times like that. Just feeling the hips get a little bit of motion here, circling them back and forth. 1 more time. Windshield wiper just like the wipers on your car, back and forth. And then bring it back up to center. From here, we're going to go ahead and roll to one side. Come on up to a seated position. We're going to extend the legs down the mat, coming into a seat. Find and ground down through your sits bones. Draw energy up your spine and then lift and extend your hands up overhead. Reach your fingers up, really extend up through out of your armpits, and then we're going to hinge forward, coming toward the feet, ankles, or shins. On this forward fold, you're going to roll your shoulders back, lift up through your heart, and then exhale and fold a little deeper, bringing the heart closer to your feet. Inhale and come on up to an upward position. Bring your left foot to the inner right thigh. Coming into Janusrasana. Left knee is out to the left. Roll and externally rotate your left thigh down. Lift your arms up. Inhale deeply and exhale, fold. Stay here for one additional breath. Use that breath throughout the practice. Back to our affirmation. My practice sustains me in all that I do. Inhale, come back up to center. Left hand comes next to your left hip. Right arm sweeps up, reach up and overhead. Extend that arm over your ear. Circle the arm around. Come back to your seat and forward fold. Twice more just like that. Moving Janusrasana. Lift up, extend arms. Left hand down, right arm sweeps up. Exhale, rotate that arm around nice and long and forward fold. Once again, inhale up. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, lift up, extend. Circle the right arm around, come back to your seat and fold. Stay here for one additional breath. Flex the right foot and feel that stretch going down the right leg. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale, slide your hands back and change legs. Right foot now coming into the inner left thigh. Find those sits bones, ground down. Lift your energy up the spine, arms reaching up. At the top of your inhale, hold, and then exhale, forward fold. Reach toward that left foot, ankle, or shin. One additional breath here, lifting up the heart, and then exhale, draw it forward towards your foot. Inhale, lift up, arms reach up. Right hand comes next to right hip. Left arm reaches up and sweeps over. Extend your left leg down. And then circle the left arm around. Come back to seat and forward fold. Once again, or twice more. Inhale, up. Right hand down. Left arm sweeps up and over. Extend over that ear. Circle left arm, exhale, and fold. One more time. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, reach and over. Exhale, circle, back down to seat, and forward fold. Stay here one additional breath. Make it a nice, strong, cleansing breath. And then slide your hands back up. And from here, we are going to bring our legs around behind, come up on our knees. I'm going to face you just so that you can see the gate. We're going into gate pose. We're going to bring the right foot out to the right. Toes are pointing down the mat. Knee is rotating up toward the ceiling. Once again, inhale up. We're going to do some more side stretches with gate fold. So we're going to bring the right hand to the right thigh. We're going to lift up out of the left armpit and then bring it over the ear. Stay here one additional breath. Roll that left shoulder back a little bit more if you can. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale by our side. Moving gait now with our breath. Inhale up. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, reach Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, both hands down. One more time through. Inhale, up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, reach high. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, hands down. Bring your hands down in front of you. Bring the leg back under. Press back to child's pose. Stay here for one additional breath. And come on up. And we'll set up on the other side. So this time bringing left leg out. Point those toes down the end of your mat. Roll the thigh up, knees pointing up toward the ceiling. Arms reach up. Left arm down, right arm reaches up high and then folds over the ear. Create your gate. Stay here for one additional breath the first time through. Feel those right ribs opening up. Inhale, bring both arms back up and release them down. 2 more times now in moving gait. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both arms down. One more time through. Use that breath, really energize the body. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both up. Exhale, both down. Bring them down in front of you. Bring the leg behind you. Press back to child's pose. Revisit the thing that sustains you in your yoga practice. My practice sustains me in all that I do. Hopefully that's true for you. Okay, come forward to hands and knees. Coming into tabletop position. We're going to bring the right leg back first and extend that right leg. Lift the right leg up so that it is hip height. And then we're going to bend the knee, flex the foot, and slowly pump that right leg up. Use your hip flexors, use your glutes, do not use your back muscles. So keep your back nice and controlled by having the core pulling in tight through the navel. Pumping, little tiny pumps, little tiny controlled pumps. And then extend the leg out long. Cross that extended leg over to the left and tap down with your toes on the left side. Turn to look over your left shoulder and peek at your toes. Take one breath here, feeling the right side of the body, get a nice stretch. And then bring the right leg back and under. Extend your left leg back. Lift that left leg up. Bend the knee, flex the foot, and pump. Again, draw the navel into the spine and just feel only the hip flexor and the glutes really doing the work here. Little tiny controlled pumps. Couple more. And then extend the leg out, still hip height. Then we're going to cross that straight left leg over to the right. It'll probably step off your mat. Tap down with the left toes, and then look over your right shoulder to peek at your toes. Breathe, and now feel the opening along the left side body. Bring that left foot back, under tabletop. Press back, full child's pose this time by bringing the arms all the way behind. One additional breath here. Nice and deep. Cleansing away all the tension of the day. All right, slide those hands forward to come back to tabletop. From here, we're gonna lift the knees off the mat and press back to downward facing dog. Keep your knees nice and soft. If you wish, you don't have to straighten and overly stretch the hamstrings if they haven't been stretched adequately yet, but do tip your hips up toward the ceiling. Even if your knees are bent, you can get the length in your spine and all the other benefits. One deep breath here. Exhale and cleanse. And then let's tiptoe the feet up to the front of the mat, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Let your head hang down. Again, knees can be soft. Your belly can just rest right on the top of your thighs. And just gently sway back and forth. Let your neck release. Feel the earth's loving energy as it decompresses the top of your spine. And then we'll come to stillness. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, come to a flat back. And then exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach those arms up and overhead. Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Exhale, come into a very slight back bend by lifting the heart and gazing up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to your sides and then bring them around to the back of the body. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Draw in your core and roll your shoulders toward each other in the back. Your heart is lifted, your collarbones are open and wide. Take a nice deep breath in, and then we're going to fold forward halfway down, coming just to a flat back. Hands can rest on the base of the spine, or you can lift them up and press the knuckles toward the back of the mat. One more deep breath here, lengthening the crown forward and your tailbone back. Inhale, lift up, release the hands, draw them up and overhead. Exhale, we're going to swan dive forward, coming into forward fold. Remember, you can use your blocks anytime we forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. We're going to step back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, we're going to inhale, come forward, drop the knees, and press back to extended child. From extended child, we'll inhale, come forward on hands and knees, and then roll all the way down into a prone position. Come down on your belly. Inhale next and press up to a sweet little back bend, a little junior cobra. Exhale, release the body down. Inhale next, press up and back once again, downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward, come back to the front of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Raise those arms up and overhead. This time, right hand is going to grasp your left wrist. Lift up out of your left armpit and then draw that left arm over the ear, getting a beautiful lateral stretch down the left side of the body. Slowly roll that left shoulder slightly back. One more breath. Keep pressing down through the outside of the left ankle. Inhale, bring the arms up, release them down. Take a breath in mountain pose, grounding down through all four corners of the feet and feeling yourself rooted. Inhale, draw the arms back up. This time left hand will grasp right wrist. Lift up out of your armpit, stretch, and then reach that over your ear. So it's important that we're lifting up out of both sides of the body here. We're not just collapsing and pulling ourselves to the left, but we're keeping the lift in the left and the right side. We just feel the stretch a lot more on the right because we're stretching that arm. Nice deep breath here, keep it going. And then inhale, both arms straight up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale deeply, come half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, drop the knees. Exhale, extended child. Inhale, rock yourself forward, hands and knees, and then exhale again, lower down all the way. Hands are positioned underneath shoulders, tops of the feet are pressing down. Inhale, lift up using your core, come into cobra. Press those shoulders back. Elbows are pressing in toward the side of the body. Your neck is nice and soft. There's no compression on the neck here because the core is doing the work. Inhale one more time and then exhale, fold down. This time inhale, press up and back, extended child. One additional breath here. Breathe in. The practice sustains me in all that I do. Come on forward to hands and knees and press back, downward facing dog. All right. We're going to bring our toes together so that they touch. Lifting your hips high. Externally rotate your biceps. So roll your biceps to the outside of your body and feel your shoulder blades come to the sides rather than hunching your shoulders up near the neck. Inhale, this time we're going to lift the right leg up, come to a split leg dog. Point the toe and then bend that right knee. Open the right knee out to the right, so we're opening the right hip and then pressing the right foot over to the left, coming into upward scorpion. If this is too intense, you can come back to just the split leg dog. Breathe here. And then bring that pelvis back to neutral. We're going to swing the right leg through or help yourself up with a helping hand. Bring that leg up to the front for a low runner's lunge. So take your time to reposition. Low runner's lunge with the right foot forward. Once you're there, we're going to plant the left hand down either on the mat or a block. Lift the right arm out to a T off the shoulder and open that right arm up. Lift those fingers to the ceiling. Exhale, unwind the right hand, bring it back down to the mat. Lower the left knee, uncurl the toes, and lift up, hands to the right thigh as you lift up for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, bring the arms straight up. Lift the heart. Breathe here. Balance yourself by using the core and your inner thighs reaching toward each other. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. And then walk the hands backwards as you straighten the right leg and flex the right foot. Press the right hip back, draw the left hip forward, and fold over your right leg. Deep breath here. One more. And then slowly walk your hands forward once again. We're going to curl the left toes and lift that left thigh up, the knee off the mat, coming back into our first runner's lunge. And then we're using some core strength here to lift up to high lunge. So lift your hands off the mat, lift those arms up, And now use that core strength, use your strong legs. Left leg is stabilizing you and lifting. Then you're going to drop the left heel, open your body open to the left side of your mat and come into warrior two. Take a breath here and really externally rotate your right thigh. Take a look down and see if you can see your big right toe. If you can't, then you need to rotate that thigh out to the right. One more breath, hold it here. Slow flow is slow, but it's not necessarily easy. So then we'll parallel the feet. So pivot on your right foot, come into 5-point star with feet parallel to the ends. Hands come to your waist. And then forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Bring your hands all the way down. Release and exhale. Inhale, come up to fingertips. Exhale and fold. Once again, come up to fingertips. Exhale and fold. From here, we're going to bring the toes slightly out and the heels slightly in. Bend your knees, and we're going to lift up and find ourselves in a goddess squat. So in our squat, we have the legs really externally rotated. The elbows and shoulders are the same height. And then inhale, we'll straighten arms and legs. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, goddess. Make sure your tailbone is lengthening down. You don't have it too tucked and you don't have it sticking out and back. So your tailbone and spine should be nice and straight. One more time to goddess. From our goddess, we're going to reposition the feet back to warrior two. So pivot on your feet. Right knee is tracking over right ankle. And then straighten the right leg. Reach out over your right toes and windmill down for triangle trikonasana. If you wish, grab a block, and that can help stabilize your triangle. 3 breaths here. 2 and 3. And then we're going to bring that left hand back down to the mat, bend your right knee, slide the right foot back, find yourself in downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, drop your knees. Let's press back to a resting child's pose. Let's take 3 full breaths here. Grab some water if you need to, I just did. One more full breath. Ready, we're going to go through that sequence on the other side. Anytime you need to take a break, feel free to drop in to child's pose or whatever resting pose feels best for you. Lift your knees off the mat and let's press back, downward facing dog. We'll bring those toes together to touch once again. This time lifting the left leg up for our split leg dog. Point the toe, lift that leg a little bit higher, and then bend the knee. And we're going to push the left foot over to the right, opening the left knee, opening the left hip rather. Coming into upward scorpion, push that foot away, stay strong. And then come back to a level spine, bring the leg down, and then we're going to sweep it through to the front of the mat. Or you can drop it down, come into tabletop, do whatever you need to do to set up for your low runner's lunge. Once you are in low lunge, we're going to plant the right hand down. Lift the left arm up, come into our twist. Left arm reaching up to the ceiling. Deep breath as we open the heart. Exhale, unwind, left hand comes down. Lower the right knee, uncurl the toes, and then lift up. First hands are coming to the top of the left thigh. Lengthen down through the tailbone, and then draw your arms up and overhead on Janiyasana, low crescent. One more breath here. Stabilize yourself by pressing those inner thighs together. The core is doing the work. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat, and then walk them slowly backwards. You can always bring blocks with you if you like, and walk those blocks back as well as you straighten the left leg, and then fold over your straight left leg. If you flex that foot, you'll feel a little bit more stretch in the IT band and all the way up to the lower back. Press the left hip back, draw the right hip forward. Breathe here. And then walk the hands forward. Come back to the front of the mat. Lift the right knee up. Come back into low lunge as we transition to high lunge by engaging the core, lifting the hands up, and then reaching the arms overhead. Beautiful high crescent lunge. From crescent lunge, we're going to move to warrior two. So we're going to drop the right heel down. Stabilize the legs, dip into that left knee, come into warrior two. 3 breaths here. Look down, make sure you can see your left big toe. If you can't, then you need to readjust your thigh and externally rotate. 1 more breath. And then from warrior, we're going to reposition the feet coming into 5-point star. So we're going to have the feet parallel to the ends of the mat, facing now the right side. Hands come to waist. And then as you exhale, forward fold. So we're back to our wide leg forward fold. Once you arrive down in your fold, you'll inhale, come up to fingertips, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, once again, fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Bring your heels slightly in, your toes slightly out. Soften your knees. Lift your body up, and in your squat legs, open up your arms to goddess. Lengthen that tailbone down. Feel the spine elongating from north to south. And then inhale, straighten arms and knees. Bring the hands together. Exhale, back to goddess. So we're just doing a series of squats and lifts. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, back to goddess. Inhale, lift. Exhale, goddess. 1 more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, goddess. Go ahead and step your feet back into a warrior two position. Dipping into that front knee. Right leg is straight. And then we'll straighten the front knee. We're going to reach out over and windmill down to triangle 1 more time. Hand reaching for a block, your shin, your foot, or the mat. Open that heart widely to the right. Find your equilibrium. Beautiful triangle. And then we'll bring the right arm down, bend your left knee, just bring both hands right back down to the mat. Slide that left foot back, 1 more downward facing dog. And then inhale, knees down, come to our resting pose in child. You can either bring the arms all the way around the body or wherever they're most comfortable. 3 full breaths here. And slow, find your ease. One more breath. All right, bring those hands forward. We're going to swing the legs around. I had one more standing pose planned, but I think that we probably are allowed to come down on our seat at this point. That was the invigorating part of the practice. So now we're just going to do a little seated twist. Let's bring the right foot over the left knee. We're going to ground down through those sits bones. Draw the energy up the spine, coming into our twist. Bring the left arm around the right knee. Right arm comes behind the body. Inhale, and then start to twist from the belly on out. So use your belly and then your heart to twist. And then as you breathe, you may find more space, and eventually you may find that your neck looks back and gazes over your right shoulder. If your neck doesn't go that far, just leave it wherever it's comfortable. You know how I feel about the neck. Take care of it. Just think about twisting your insides and giving them a nice little cleansing twist. All right, come back to center. Let's unwind. We'll extend the right leg down this time, cross the left over, plant that left foot down. Make sure you feel nice and secure with your left foot and your seat. And then we'll wrap the right arm around the knee. Left arm comes behind. Lift up first, always extend through the spine, and then begin to twist from your belly. So think about pushing your navel first, pushing your navel over to the left, and then eventually the heart, the rest of the torso will twist. And with each breath, you may find a little bit more space to extend into the twist. 2 more breaths right here. Very nice. Let's unwind and come back. Uncross the legs, and let's roll all the way down. Go ahead and take the right leg. Keep your left leg bent. We're going to take the right leg and cross that ankle over the top of the left thigh. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh. Lift the left foot off the mat and extend that leg up to the ceiling. So we're coming into what's known as supine pigeon or eye of the needle pose. Flex your right foot and push your right knee toward the front of the mat, just using the energy of the leg and hip. Breathe here. 3 breaths. And bend that left foot. Bring it all the way down. Open your arms into a T off the shoulder. And from this position, we're simply going to roll over onto the left hip and bring the right sole of the foot down toward the floor. So it may come all the way down, it may not. Just roll over on the left hip to the extent that that feels appropriate for you. Option here is to take your left hand, bring it to the outside of your right thigh, and gently guide that thigh further down toward the floor. You'll feel a more intense stretch all the way around the right glute, up into the piriformis, maybe even into the lower back. So just go slowly here. Decide what your body needs. Always listen to your own I'm just here to give you a roadmap and to give you guidance and suggestions. This is always your practice. So do what's appropriate and call for it. Soften here, release down, one more breath. That right leg, slowly roll back to the neutral spine and bring the right foot down on the mat. Setting up for the other side, cross left ankle on top of right thigh. Lift the right foot off the mat, interlace your fingers behind the thigh, and extend the right foot up toward the ceiling. Breathe here and then press away with your left hip and knee toward the front of the mat, feeling that stretch. One more breath. And then you can lower your right foot, bring it all the way down to the mat. Keep your left leg where it is. Arms come into a T off the shoulder, and now we'll roll over to the right hip, bringing the left sole of the foot down toward the floor. So just bringing that twist into the lower part of the body. Both shoulders are flat on the mat. And once again, you have the option to take your right hand, if you like, and guide your right thigh a little more down toward the floor. For me, that always feels good. It's a nice gentle stretch that comes right into the lower back, right into that sciatic area. Just soften here, no need to strain. Just breathe. Back up. Unwind the left leg. Let's bring both feet up to the ceiling. Bend your knees. Slide your hands up the sides of the legs. And you can grasp your shins, ankles, or maybe you can reach the outside of your feet. If so, just let your knees open up and widen. And see if you can press down all the way from the lower back up toward the top of your spine. So you're really feeling a nice bit of massaging pressure from top to bottom on your spine. We're not rolling and rocking right now. We're just letting the knees open up. So you're getting a hip opening. You're getting a spinal pressure point. Nice deep breath. Happy baby. Ananda Balasana. Alright, and then bring your feet together. Just bring them in toward the center. And we're going to cross the ankles. Take your hands now to the outside of your thighs and see if you can reach around your knees and grasp each of your feet. We're going to start pulling them in opposite directions from their natural side. So this is called shoelace pose. And you're going to feel this in the hips. And you're just pulling your feet away in opposite directions to the extent that that feels comfortable for you. Breathe here. Keep pressing down through the lower back. Don't curl up your tailbone too much. Just keep everything neutral on the spine. One more breath. Release the feet, whichever way you had your legs crossed. Bring the opposite foot on top. Reach around and once again grasp those feet. We're just going to do the same thing, but it's going to bring a little different pressure coming from the opposite side. So just relax into shoelace one more time. My practice sustains me in all that I do. Think of all the many ways that yoga has enhanced your life. Helping to deal with stressors, helping to calm the mind, helping to put things in perspective at times. All right, release those feet. Bring the feet down to the mat. Heel toe the feet out to the sides of the mat so they're even a little bit maybe off the sides, and just drop your knees and thighs in toward each other. Bring the heel of your hands to the base of the hips, where the hips and thighs come together, where that hip flexor is engaged, maybe around to the outside, and just rub some small circles right in that hip and thigh connection. Just give yourself a little soothing self-massage. Your legs worked hard for you this evening. Your hips got nice and open. Your body's all warm. A nice breath in. And relax. All right, go ahead and bring your feet back into neutral. If you wish, as we set up for Shavasana, you can come back into legs up the bolster if you wish, as we did last night in restorative. Or you can bring that bolster just underneath your knees, as I'm going to do. Or if you want, you can make it into a Stonehenge. I'll just suggest maybe something that takes a little pressure off the legs, since we worked them so hard tonight. So I'm going to bring the bolster. If you have a blanket, you can put a blanket roll underneath your knees the same way. And just let those legs soften down. You've earned this rest. Moment and notice and take note of what this practice has done for you. Feel the little buzz of warm energy that still swirls around the body. The fact that your mind was occupied with nothing but this practice. The last hour is such a healthy release from the stresses of the day. Start to soften everything down. And let this Shavasana sustain you now. softly and feeling the lungs now restfully expanding at ease. I want to start wiggling fingers and toes. Perhaps circle the wrists, ankles. As you are ready, draw the knees in. Offer yourself a sweet hug. Rock back and forth if that feels good. Anytime you're ready, help yourself up. Or you can always feel free to stay right where you are. We'll close our practice together by drawing arms out, up, and overhead. Reaching upward toward the source of all life and light. And then drawing the hands down to heart center, center of your own life and light. The light in me is honored and so grateful for the light within you all. Thank you so much for practicing. Om Shanti and Namaste.